What's up, Facebook? I'm live today. Wanted to talk about some important information that may help a lot of you when it comes. Okay, that's good. All right, I got to get my camera right. And I'm going to be talking about why you don't need a credit card. Um, Run across a lot of people actually, who are a part of our network, our information, our education. But instead of actually taking our advice and trusting us, they decide that it's best that they listen to their friends, who also have bad credit. Okay, and I was motivated and inspired to make this video today to go live. I'm chilling in my back area, smoking a cigar, you know, and I just want to make sure that I give you all good information. Okay, so if you're with me, let me know who you are, where you're from. I'm going to be sharing 3 reasons why you don't need a credit card, and if you fit this criteria, do not get a credit card. Okay, if you fit this criteria, do not get a credit card. One thing that I'm going to be focusing on change your mentality. We need to obtain the dough chasers mentality, and if you are still struggling with the importance of a credit card, obviously you don't have it yet, okay? And we're gonna work on that. But if you fit, these 3 reasons, you don't need one. So let me know if my screen is backwards. I'm trying to get it correct. Can you see what does my shirt say? It looks backwards on the screen, but I'm trying to get it right, man. That's crazy. Okay, so YouTube, I think it's nearly impossible. However, Facebook, I may have a good chance. So let me see. And I think I'm getting some comments today. Let me know who you are, where you're from. If I missed your comment, I will get that. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna call you Key. What's up, Key? Mario from Florida. What's up? How you doing? Key, your credit. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully, it's been helpful for you. And we're going to continue to share information. I'm actually working on a second book. It's going to be revolving around um, the Dough Chaser mentality and Black Letters, which is our financial portion of Witness Riches. Get a better understanding from your finances, and so that you can get better results. Right? Let me get this right. All right. So I lost my people on Facebook, but we're back. Hopefully everything's cool. So yeah, so I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday. I got an email from a client saying, "Why would I get a stupid?" And this is after I actually educated her on the importance of a credit card. If you are not aware of the 5 components of a credit, man, I need faster. Man. All right, YouTube, Facebook off. It was our feed. Let me know if you can hear me. If there's still a lag, let me know if there's still a lag. I would give me a 2 if there's a lag, please. Shannon, is there still a lag? 2. So I have removed myself from the Wi-Fi, and I'm now on my network. Let me know if it's still a lag. Let me know if it's sped up a little bit. Is it better? Received some emails from clients who we recommended credit cards for, and we got a little. I would say that the feedback was not good. Okay, and it was not good because our clients are misinformed. People who we deal with, a lot of people, whether they're a client or not, are misinformed, and they're taking advice from people who have who are basically in the same situation as they are, okay? And being in this industry for so long and understanding how credit works, we run across this problem all the time. And unfortunately, we're not able to get through to everybody. But because we're so consistent with our information, we are able to get through to some people, and they're able to see the changes because so. But one of the biggest myths when it comes to credit building is that all you have to do is pay your bills on time, right? And unfortunately, that's not enough. There's five components to your credit score: payment history, credit utilization, length of history, credit file mix, and inquiries. And paying your bills on time just impacts your payment history, right? This is 35% of your credit score. The lowest score you can have is a 300. The highest score you can have is an 850. That means there's 550 points that you can actually influence. And if 35% of that is payment history, that means that you can only influence up to 192 and a half points. So 192 and a half points plus the minimum credit score of a 300, that only gives you a 492 credit score. You're not even at 500. And as you know, that's bad credit. So that's not enough, okay? And if you are someone who has bad credit and you want to take your credit to the next level, you have to get it together and make sure that you impact all five components, especially the two biggest ones that impact your credit score. Shannon, I missed your question. Let me know. Say that again for me. I wish I was better at this. Oh, you know what? I got it. Seems like paying doesn't increase score by much. Well, it does increase your score dramatically. However, it's not enough. That's the case. It's not enough. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to be more strategic with our actions. And if you are someone who basically refuses to implement these ideas, then you don't need a credit card. Okay. So the first one is you refuse to learn. Okay, there are actually rules to this game, and in order for you to win at these games, you must begin to move strategically. And like I said, you have to impact those five components. And due to the fact that you refuse to take in the information that is shared with you from experts, especially when it comes to how your credit card works with the credit utilization, the fact that it impacts 30% of your credit score, because you refuse to take in that information and you will rather listen to people who are in the same situation as you, who are on the same boat. You're both going to end up drowning, okay? Because only so many people can fit on that boat. I don't know, I just made that part up. But you're both going to end up not getting results because you're not actually influencing your credit score correctly, okay? And due to the fact that you refuse to learn the rules of the game and use them to your advantage, that's one reason why you do not need a credit card, okay? Due to that reason alone, you don't need one. The second reason you don't need a credit card is your priorities are off. So many people would rather try to impress people that don't like them, okay? Will Smith has a great quote behind it. I forget what it is, but I'm sure you all know what it is. And for that reason alone, because your priorities are off, you'll rather impress people that don't care about you. You don't need a credit card, because what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the new iPhone is going to drop. You won't have any money, and you having a credit card, you're going to max out your credit card just to let everybody know that you got it. And when it comes to rebuilding your credit, especially if you are someone who wants to buy a home, refinance your car, or just be prepared for whatever life may bring your way, because you have your priorities off, that's going to mess up your credit even more, right? And for that reason, you don't need a credit card because your priorities are way off. You'll rather try to impress people who don't care about you and keep up with the Joneses than actually be responsible with your credit card. So what we're talking about is why you don't need a credit card. If you are understanding this information and it's insightful, give me a like on this video. Let me know what you think in the comment area. Let me know if you're keeping up with me. If you have any questions, let me know. Basically, what I want to do is commit some time to educating you all. Because you're supporting me by engaging with me, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you all have the right information that you need to one day make it to the 700 Club. So if you are just now joining us, the first reason is you refuse to learn. There are rules to this game, and you refuse to accept those rules and to abide by those rules. Second, your priorities are off. You'd rather impress people who don't care about you and keep up with the Joneses than be responsible with your credit card. And the third reason is you can't be trusted. Credit bureaus grade you off of recent information, right? Typically, information that has occurred in the last 36 months has the greatest impact on your credit. And, because of the first two reasons, you're not abiding by those two reasons, you know, why should they trust you? And to be honest, can you trust yourself? Right? The due date is going to be every month. Will you pay your bill on time? Probably not, right? Because your priorities are off anyway. And will you maintain low credit utilization? Probably not. And if you can't, maintain low credit utilization, pay your bill on time, or pay your bill at all, you definitely do not need a credit card, because what's going to happen is you're going to continue to repeat this cycle of not paying your bills, maxing out your credit cards, missing the due date, and you're going to continue to put yourself in a worse predicament than where you already are, because that card is going to go into collections, then it's going to go into a charge off status, and then you may get sued by the creditor. Okay? And because you can't be trusted with your credit card, you don't need one. Okay? So if you are one of these three people where you refuse to learn the rules to the game, your priorities are off, you rather impress people who don't care about you or keep up with the Joneses, and you can't trust yourself. We can't trust you to pay your bills on time, to pay it by the due date, or to at least maintain low credit utilization. You do not need a credit card for those three reasons. Okay? So brief information, very basic, but a lot of people don't think about this when they're opening up a new line of credit. If you feel like your priorities are off, what you need is a reality check, okay? And one of the things that I'm going to, try my hardest to help you all do is obtain the dough chasers mentality. And dough chasers are all about improving their finances and obtaining a financial advantage, right? So when it comes to making stupid decisions, us dough chasers, we don't make those stupid decisions, because we have to improve our finances in order for us to obtain these goals, in order for us to, improve our standard of living and help our community. And if we are not being responsible with our finances, then that's not going to happen. So what we have to do is help you train your brain, basically, okay? And until you get to that point, I advise you not to open up a credit card. However, if you are not one of these three people and you do, understand the rules of the game, or at least you're trying to understand the rules of the game, you're not about impressing people. You're not about keeping up with the Joneses. You're about maintaining good financial behavior and taking care of your finances. And you can be trusted. At least you put together a budget and you're following a budget. You know what your finances are. You know what you're doing with your money, and you care about your progress. If you are one of those three people, and you feel like you can be responsible with the credit card, we definitely have a tool for you. It's our 4-card strategy, and this is something that will help you influence the 5 components of your credit score. Because one, opening up a new line of credit will, one, add positive payment history to your credit report. Two, is going to impact your credit utilization. And as long as you maintain low credit utilization, that's going to help you. Three, is going to help you add more history to your credit report. And over time, you're going to build your length of history component of your credit score. It's going to add more variety to your credit report, so your credit file mix will look good. And then lastly, the actual credit cards that we recommend, they meet they're going to basically tell you the criteria of each card, right? And as long as you are strategic and follow the criteria of each of those cards, the likelihood of you getting approved for those are very high, which means that you won't waste your inquiries. So many people are wasting their inquiries and missing out on the 55 points that they can be up, because it impacts 10% of their credit score. And what we want to do is help you make better decisions with your credit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the 4-card strategy with you. I'm going to put it in the comment area once this video, and the description, of course, once this video is finished. So make sure you come back and get that information. And that is going to help you rebuild your credit as well. And basically the strategy of the 4 cards is over a span of a year, 4 new cars added to your credit report, that's going to be an additional 48 payments of positive payment history. Compared to no payment history, which a lot of people have, and 48 positive payments added to your credit report, what do you think the credit bureaus are going to like more? 0 payments, 48 payments. 12 payments, 48 payments. 24 payments, 48 payments. So we're basically being strategic with the cards that we open and making sure that we set ourselves up for success and impacting those 5 components. So I'm going to share that information with you in the comment area. But what I want to do really quick before I let you all go is, accept any questions or concerns that you all may have, and continue to move forward. So if you have any questions, let me know. Anyway, if you found this information to be valuable, be helpful, make sure leave a like. I would definitely appreciate that. Let me see here. Let me look at some of the older comments. All right. So, Shannon, you're from Cleveland, Ohio. I appreciate that. Jose, San Antonio, Texas. Let me see. Muriel from Florida. Let's see. Hey, Jason, I paid off a self-lender loan, never late payment. It appears closed on my credit report and my credit went down. Not sure why. Because it's no longer adding positive payment history to your credit report, and is one reason, okay? And the second reason is no longer adding to your payment history. So that's basically being taken away from your payment history, which will cause a slight decrease with your credit score. And typically, that happens, but you'll get those points back. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, because that payment history that you added to your credit report will kind of offset that. And it's something called rebucketing, actually, which is a very deep conversation. And I'll make a video on that one day. But basically, I will advise you to research rebucketing, credit score rebucketing. I will research that, Google that, and then that'll give you an understanding of exactly what happened. But you will get those points back. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Do on-time payments on multiple cards each reporting cycle on a report give you a bigger boost and score? It really depends on what it's compared to. If you already have 100% payment history, then it's just going to continue down that path. And you're basically already maximizing that. But if you're comparing that to 50% late payments and you're continuing to pay on time on those accounts, yeah, over time that will help you boost your credit score. But if it's already maximized, then you won't see a further increase. So it really depends on what you're comparing it to. Is it best to have low utilization show than pay it off on the account? Okay, so this is a common question. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of information out there on should I keep a balance on my credit card, or should I pay it off? And I always recommend that clients pay it off, right? However, when you first get the car, you have to show some kind of activity, okay? So use it a couple times, and make sure that you have a minimum payment reporting, and then you can pay it off all the way, okay? And then once that activity is reported, it shows that you're actually using the card. And sometimes when people aren't using their card at all, once they open it, then it can I wouldn't say it hurts them, but it won't allow them to maximize the credit utilization. But once you do have history on that card, paying it off will not hurt you. Okay, Alan asked, so to maintain a good credit score, you have to keep spending credit and paying back, even if you paid off everything. That's kind of similar to what I just answered. You have to at least use it a few times. You have to have some activity reporting with your credit cards, if that's what you're talking about. But yes, in order for you to maintain a good credit score, credit must be utilized, of course. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to report a credit score if you're not using the credit. However, you do not have to, use it consistently. I always recommend that clients maybe use their credit cards once or twice a year, so that the creditor doesn't close the account because of an activity. Because at the end of the day, remember, it is a line of credit and they want you to use it. Okay, let me see. I just want to pay off everything and stop using credit, period. Okay. I mean, there's not a problem with not using credit, period. But Alan, what you need to understand is that when you stop using it, eventually you will lose your credit score. And if you are trying to leverage your credit score, then you need to use it every once in a while. But you don't have to build a history of using it constantly. However, if you are someone who's not interested in the credit score, definitely pay it off and never use it again. But you want to be strategic and set yourself up. What I would recommend is that you put a small bill on one of your credit cards, a Netflix bill, and have it paid automatically. That way you don't have to worry about it, and that way consistent payment history. Excuse me, activity is maintained. You don't have to worry about that line of credit being cut off on you. Is it better to get a car loan at a bank or a credit union? Well, who's going to look out for you, right? That's what we have to think about. Who's more interested in profit? The bank is more interested in profit. A credit union is more interested in their members, right? Helping the members out. Of course, they're going to make money, but they're not interested in, making money off of everything you do, and they're going to provide low interest rate loans. So I would definitely look at a credit union compared to a bank uh, when getting a car loan. Definitely. All right, let me see. One credit card is enough to maintain. Alan, I recommend that clients have at least four credit cards because over a span of a year, one credit card will add 12 positive payments to your credit report compared to four credit cards adding 48 payments to your credit report. So if something were to happen negatively, it will hurt you slightly compared to massively. Also, a lot more payments added to your credit report. It's going to look a lot better on your behalf because it's going to show that you can manage multiple line of credit uh, responsibly. So I definitely recommend that you at least have four. Shannon, do 0% utilization that reports paying it off before statement closes have any effect, even though the reports, okay. Yes, there's nothing wrong with doing that, Shannon. And that's actually something that I recommend to help clients maintain low credit utilization. When is a good time to ask for a credit line increase? I would give your accounts at least 6 months to ask for a credit limit increase. And in my book, Credit Builder Secrets, I believe we shared. We recommend that clients ask for a credit limit increase every 6 months. Lavesta, how you doing, man? The whites are here for sure. So I want to show you how ghetto I am today. All right. My wife bought some wine last weekend, and she never drank it, so I'm drinking it out the bottle. Yellowtail Rosé. Anybody ever heard of it? Decent. Hello, Sufyan. Hopefully I got that right. The Whites, how you doing? Levester and Yoskika. I always get her name wrong, man. I apologize. No, I do not have a perfect credit score. My credit score can range from a 680 to a 750, depending on how I use my credit. Greetings from Morocco. And yes, you got it right. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. I'm not, but I try. Closing out a young card, does it hurt you? Or do you get points? Um, I wouldn't necessarily say that it hurts you or helps you. Remember, it's going to impact your length of history the most, um, and you know that could hurt you 3 months, depending on how young it is. Basically, they look at, you have an account where you have 20 years, you have an account where you have 10 years. You divide those two accounts, uh, you know, 30 years. What is it? 20 plus 10. Yeah, divide that by two. That gives you 15 years of average history, right? So depending on how young your payment history is to the older payment history, if it only impacts you 1, 2, 3 months, then that won't have such an increase. I mean, such a decrease or a hindrance on your credit. This is the acid cigar, Cuba Maduro. Actually, it tastes very good. Feel free to send me a box. Okay. I have a jeweler account. It's almost paid off. Should I let it go? Well, the jeweler account. Are we? What kind of jewelry account? How big is the line of credit? Okay, that's all. That's what you want to really think about. How big is the line of credit? How long has it been on your credit report? If the line of credit compared to the other line of credits, if it helps you tremendously, I would definitely keep it open, and just keep it open as long as possible. However, if it's a low line of credit and you've had it temporarily, it won't hurt you if you closed it. However, we want to make sure that we're strategic with the moves that we make, and you definitely want to keep that in mind when you're closing accounts, because if you close them and they have a great impact on your credit utilization, meaning that they added a large limit to your file, you want to be careful, because if you close that, that means your credit utilization may cut in half, and cut by half, and you want to be careful because that may hurt you tremendously. All right, Jonathan, what excuse me, what kind of cigars do you smoke? The Z Black Card, I heard about it. I haven't really done any research on it yet, but I may make a video on it sometime. Morocco in the Middle East, right? How would you all rate this yellowtail? Has anyone had it before? I'm sorry, I'm not Sadiddy. I don't need to drink out of a glass. Z Card is a scam. Why do you say that? I'm not, I don't know anything about Z Card, but why do you say it's a scam? Uh oh. Uh oh. I think we started an argument, a debate. Share why you think it's a scam. Carl, share why it's not, please. I have a good song here on the YouTube link. Zuafani, share it. I don't mind. I'll check it out. No, not really in crypto yet. My next move is going to be in real estate, to be honest. I'd rather invest in something that's not too risky, but the upside is, tremendous. So, Carl, just because it has a Visa logo does not mean that it is a credit account. Remember, Visa they also you know, work with debit as well, right? So it could be a prepaid, debit card as well. Unless you know something I don't, but I don't know anything about Z card. I'm sorry, Zafania. I can't do that. Visa, Mastercard. She had to pay $500 for that Z card. Okay, we're getting off topic a little bit. Um, Anybody have any questions regarding credit repair or anything like that? Anyway, if you are someone who is interested in working with us, feel free to check out our website, www.the700clubcreditrepair.com. Okay, there you will learn more about our program, how to get started, and we would love to get you on the right path to the 700 Club. Now, just to let you know, there are no particular guarantees on what we can do for you, but typically a client will average a 100-point credit score increase within 6 months of our program if they don't allow any derogatory information to hit their credit report. If you allow derogatory information to hit your credit report back and forth constantly, then it's going to negate your progress that you can make in our program. So if you are someone who's looking for gains like that, and looking to buy a house, buy a new car, refinance your car, or just be prepared for whatever life may bring your way, definitely check out our website. We'd love to serve you. Let me see. We don't do trade lines. So Jonathan, before I let you go, let me enlighten you on what a trade line is. A trade line is an account that reports payment history on your credit report. Okay, so your car note, your mortgage, your credit card, your student loan, your bank line of credit, a secure card, all of those report payment history in your credit report, and those are considered trade lines. Okay, a company that offers trade lines has to be registered with the SEC so that they can monitor their transactions and make sure that they are abiding under the law, right? So anyone who is saying that they sell trade lines and are not registered with the SEC are janky, all right? However, we do share with you trade lines that we do not sell, but we do share with you trade lines through companies that offer line of credits like Open Sky, like Capital One, like Chase Bank, like all of these other providers that offer line of credits. Those are considered trade lines as well, and we do share those with our clients. And all we get back in return from those companies are affiliate payments. Okay, but we do not sell trade lines, seasoned aged accounts. We do not do none of that. Okay, all of that is a little janky, and I don't deal with it. Okay, I like to go with the book and make sure that my company can be here in the long run, instead of trying to make a quick profit and rip you off. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I will share the 4-card strategy that's going to share with you actual trade lines that you can obtain through other companies that will help you build your credit. I will share that in the comment area and the description as well. So it's better to have primary lines. Definitely. It's definitely better for you to have your own line of credit than to be added on to someone else's credit as an authorized user, because it shows that you are responsible, not that you are on someone else's credit. Okay, so a primary line of credit is basically you getting the account in your name. That's basically what that means. Okay, but I want to thank you all for your time. We went over time about 10 minutes. I'll try to make a 20-minute video. But for those of you who are watching this replay, right now we're live, but if you are watching this replay after I click this button, I want to thank you for being here as well. But thank you all. You all have a wonderful day. Your boy is out once I figure out how to turn this off. Have no idea.